My eyes widened at the notion, and my senses were heightened. Another trap was needed, one that could achieve success, where the arm would inflict damage upon itself. I quickly ran to my shed. My eyes and hands raced against each other for the prize in which I sought. An heirloom dagger that had been in my family for many generations, hid from me within that shed, but my determination to uncover it was much stronger. Within an unmarked box covered in dust was the relic. I smiled and held the dagger as if it were the Holy Grail. With peaceful slumber so close, I sauntered back to the water's edge. I proceeded to draw the shape of my bed in the moist riverbank. Everything had to be precise. All the angles and location of the dagger in relation to the swing of the arm had to be correct. After surveying the equations, I marked the prime location for the dagger. Twisting the handle deep into the dirt allowed for the blade to point directly up at the treetops. Next, I mimicked my wife, lying upon the bed, and did my best to reenact a swing of her arm. I even outlined my body on the right side of the riverbed, no pun intended. Slowly I swung my left arm in an arc formation and lowered it until the tip of the blade poked the midsection of my limb. I had to account for the length of my wife's arm and the distance from the edge of the bed where she slept. For once I was looking forward to the approaching night. While my wife bathed, I snuck into the room and made a small incision in the mattress to hold the dagger upright. I concealed the hole with blankets and waited for her to go to sleep. My eyes had never been so open. My mind had never been so clear. The last sleepless night was upon me, and I looked forward to all of the dreams I had yet to encounter. After doing my nightly routine, I crept into bed and placed the dagger into its rightful spot. The weapon protruded between my right arm and my chest. I waited patiently, as I knew eventually that the dreaded arm would swing my way. The blade was sharp and gleaming in the moonlight. It was only a matter of time. Hours passed with no movement. Then suddenly, the swing I had known so well occurred. Her arm just missed the blade and collided with my neck. I reset her arm to allow for another attempt. After a few moments, her psychotic shoulder threw the arm back my way. Once again, the blade was a few inches off. The failure in my plan built up much frustration in me, to the point where I began throwing the arm back to its rightful owner with disgust. Another smack in the face was all that was needed for me to sit up in bed and realize that my sleep deprivation would indeed continue. She slept so peacefully that night. I gave up on my plan, as I saw nothing but beauty in her demeanor. I decided to never attempt to harm her again, and chose to sleep during the daylight hours if I had to. With a sigh of relief, I fell backwards into bed and felt the dagger splinter my spine and puncture my lung. My breath immediately left me alone in pain. I had no feeling in my legs and could barely move my right arm. My speech was distorted into quick gasps for air. I managed to slowly lift my arm and to touch my wife for help. She shrugged her shoulder as if my touching of her while she slept annoyed her. My vision became blurry as blood soaked the mattress. The chill of the air on my open wound made me cold as I waited to die. Apparently, my wife did awake and rushed me to the hospital where I received care. However, I am completely paralyzed from the neck down and require a breathing apparatus in order to live. My loving wife agreed to transcribe my words, so that my tale could be known. She is a true angel, to be by my side in my time of need. To that extent I thank her. That concludes my story, with nothing more to add. I am in need of some much-desired sleep. As my loving husband peacefully sleeps, I have stayed awake for many days due to the constant sound of his breathing apparatus. The pumping of the air steals my dreams and peace. It is quite annoying, the way that the air expands his lungs, then gets siphoned out. I have tried to smother the sound by singing myself to sleep, or even opening the window to hear the breeze rustling through the trees. Alas, I cannot find a remedy for the constant sound emitting from his bed. I dare not tell him of my secret, as I am not a confrontational person, nor do I wish to upset him. But I require sleep in order to handle the daily chores of the morgue. For the past few nights, I have pondered the idea of pulling the cord in order to silence the machine. I do love my husband, and I do not consider myself a spiteful person, but the depravity of sleep has affected my conscience. My swollen eyes beg me for mercy, and I want nothing more than to comfort them with peace. I am not insane, but I do feel myself being lured towards it. I did promise my husband that I would end his tale with his own words, but our paths have crossed once more, and the complete story needs to be written. I understand why my husband did what he did. Therefore, he should understand what I have to do. After listening and transcribing his story, I can in fact give him what he so desires. If it is sleep that he is after, then I will grant him just that.
I say every house in America should have an electric chair. And every man just once in his life should sit in it, just so that he can feel the power of millions of gallons of electricity flow through his veins. I got an electric chair, that's all I need. You get an electric chair, Sheldon, you don't have to worry about the audience. You get an electric chair, you can tell them anything you want, as long as it's real. You get yourself an electric chair and they'll sit there all night long. Kind of a funny idea, sitting in an electric chair and doing a show. Or think of the therapeutic value of an electric chair and all the money it is. Yes, sir, an electric chair in every home.
The Electric Chair, a show about horror. ElectricChairShow.com.
An electric chair. Wow.
Our next story is by the great writer of dark fantasy Richard Christian Matheson, called Vampire. He was head writer on numerous TV shows, written movies, 3 O'Clock High. He is the son of the great horror and science fiction writer Richard Matheson.
Vampire by Richard Christian Matheson. Man, late, rain, road, man, searching, starved, sick, driving, radio, news, scanners, police, broadcast, accident, town, near, speeding puddles, aching, minutes, arrive, park, watch, bodies, blood, crowd, sirens, wait, hour, sit, pain, cigarette, thermos, coffee, sweat, nausea, streetlights, eyes, stretchers, sheets, flesh, death, shaking, chills, clock, wait, more, wait, car, stink, cigarette, ambulance, crying, tow truck, bodies, taken, crowd, police, photographers, drunks, leave, gone. Street, quiet. Rain, dark, humid. Alone. Door, out, stand, walk, pain, stare, closer. Building, silent, street, dead, blood, chalk, outlines, closer. Step, inside, outlines, middle. Inhale, eyes, closed. Think. Inhale. Concentrate, feel, breathe. Flow. Death. Collision, woman, screaming, windshield. Expression. Moment, death, energy. Concentrate, images, exploding. Moment. Woman, car, truck, explosion, impact, moment. Rush. Feeling, feeding, metal, burning, screams, blood, death. Moment. Collision, images, faster, strength, medicine, trance, stronger. Concentrate, better, images, collision, stronger, seeing, death. Moment, healing, moment, addiction, drug, rush, body, warmer. Death, concentrating, healing, addiction, drug, warmth, calm, death, medicine, death, life, medicine, addiction, strong, leave, car, engine, drive, rain, streets, freeway, map, drive, relax, safe, warm, rush, good, radio, cigarette, breeze, night, searching, accidents, death, life, dash, clock, waiting, soon.